Today on our 2019 Ford F350 Super Duty, you're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the Curt fifth wheel round tube slider for Ford Super Duty prep package, part number C16020. This is what our fifth wheel slider looks like when it's installed. What are some of the reasons why you would want a slider? One reason is a lot of the trucks nowadays are short bed. I've seen it plenty of times where people will be pulling a fifth wheel but they don't have a slider in a short bed truck, and they go to turn a corner and the side of their cab is damaged or dented because that fifth wheel is so close that when they turn it hits it, smashes it in. The slider is going to allow you to move your trailer back so it doesn't hit your cab when you turn in sharp corners. What makes this kit nice is you utilize a factory prep package and it slides right into the pucks.
On our slide assembly, it's going to have integrated roller wheels, and with the round tube design, it makes this very easy to slide forwards and backwards.
Once you slide your handle out, you'll see a red stripe. That means that the head assembly or your roller assembly is free to move. And you can see it's very easy. Like I want to mention, the back side of this hitch, if you'll notice, there's a white sticker. As I mentioned before, this is for your maneuverability position. When you're turning sharp corners with your trailer, you'll know you have your slider locked in position, whether in the maneuverability spot or the towing spot. When you see this green stripe on the passenger side, that means it's safe for towing. One nice thing about this is we pull our pins, twist our handles on both sides, we can remove our fifth wheel hitch to give us total bed access. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get everything out, make sure we have all of our parts. We have a couple ways to do this. We can start with our front brackets here. You're going to have one that's going to go on the front, you're going to have one that's going in the back. You can also start with your handle. Handle's going to go in from one side through to the other. Because of the way we're sitting here, it's kind of leaning, I think I'm going to try starting with one of my brackets here that's going to mount on the front. I'm going to start with a hex bolt, and what we're going to do is just loosely just hand tighten it or snug it up in there. And then we'll go ahead and get our other side lined up. Once you get the front one put on, go ahead and repeat that on the back side. That'll help keep everything level and straight. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to install our handle. So we're going to have two different pieces. We're going to have the handle, which is always going to go on the driver's side. And we're going to have the centerpiece. I'm going to put the centerpiece in first. What we're going to do is we're going to slide it right in the notch. What we want to do is our slider here. You see the notches in our rail? We want to line up this with that while we install it. So we'll pull that all the way back, slide that in, and notice this side has got a green stripe on it. We want to be able to see that on the outside. So go ahead and push that all the way through. Now we'll take our handle, come in from this side. We're going to put on this large spring. And if you get that spring on the inside of that, just like that, we can slide our handle right into it. What we want to do is we want to line up those two holes. We're going to get a bolt, we'll slide it through, and then our nut, put it on the other side. Use a 10mm socket and wrench. Go ahead and snug that into place. Next we're going to have the cover, goes over top of our handle and spring. Slide over just like that. We're going to have 4 flathead Allen bolts. And bolt those into place. Now we're not going to fully tighten these at this time. We're just going to hand tighten them. Next we'll remove our linch pins on each side. Go ahead and turn your handles out. Then we're going to drop it into our pucks. Now if we come across a problem where your handles won't turn, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out our cotter pin. We're going to loosen this nut until we get this to turn. We just need to make sure that we line up the hole on the top of the bolt. Once we get it, reinstall your cotter pin. We'll do the same thing with this one. Next, we're going to torque all of our hardware to the specifications and the instructions. You want to make sure you tighten and torque your flathead Allen bolts down. Now we're going to install the head assembly. Keep in mind this head assembly does not come with this kit. However, it can be found here at etrailer.com. We'll go ahead and take this base. We're going to slide it down and just let it rest like that. Now this is in the lowest position. Now you're going to get 4 bolts in your kit. They're going to look like this. You want to put a lock washer on, then a flat washer. You're going to put 2 on each side of the head. And then you just want to make sure you torque your bolts down to the specifications and the instructions. We'll put our head assembly in place. Once you've installed the head assembly, go ahead and reinstall your pins and clips to secure it into place. Now that we have our hitch installed, we can safely hook up to our 5th wheel and hit the road. That'll do it for a look at and installation on the Curt 5th wheel round tube slider for Ford Super Duty towing prep package, part number C16020, on our 2019 Ford F350 Super Duty.